Hey y'all, this is David, the Georgia photographer, and I'm in Chattanooga. I'm going to what they call the market. It's an old foundry, and they tore down all the interior walls and they cleaned it up, and they have like they call it Chattanooga market, I believe. It's like a farmer's market. Local artisans bring their wares, so there's all sorts of things here. So I'm gonna try to get a few photos in there and see what all we can come up with. What do y'all think of the tourist mode with the camera strap? Yeah, I have a mystery lens today. I'll probably do my 5-minute review on it pretty soon. It's an interesting little lens there, but it's a 50mm. It's interesting to play with from time to time. Gotta get rid of this gum. I can't talk and chew gum at the same time. One thing I'm noticing right away is that, I guess because of the inclement weather, there's not near as many people here today. Normally it's crowded. There's lots and lots of people here, but it's kind of thin. I was looking for crowd shots, just to tell you the truth, and I don't see any crowd. This used to be a foundry decades ago, and apparently it was abandoned. The city bought the property and turned it into this. It's across the street from the football stadium for the Chattanooga Mocs football team. This is the MAMIYA 50mm f2. It's not much of a lens. It's an M42 screw mount. I got this lens off eBay, of course. It's an interesting little lens. It's very small and compact. That's what I like about it. It's got a 6-bladed aperture too. I think the fact that it's an f2 aperture is what allows them to make it so small. Compact. Now, it's all metal construction. It's really well made. I'm not sure of the vintage of this lens. It being an M42 mount, I'm assuming it to be just for MAMIYA cameras was what it was intended for. It's got this little plunger on it that if you select this switch to auto, it'll stop down the aperture. You have to, it opens the aperture up or stops it down. There we go. If you go to this other setting, it gives you aperture control manually. You know, you got a manual auto switch. It's got a pretty nice focus throw. It's about a half a turn. That's a little better than half. Yeah, it goes to about 200 degrees of rotation, somewhere in that neighborhood. The sun's peeked out from behind a cloud for a minute. It'll be gone in a second, and I'll have my nice overcast light again. Relocated to get out of the direct sun somewhat. I've got a little bit right here, but it's not bad. Okay. Anyway, the little lens is made of metal. Now, I have found one thing with my particular copy that I got, is that there's a little bit of motion right here between where the focus ring attaches and the base body, and there's some play in it. I don't know if it's giving me issues in the photos or not, but the photos look pretty good coming off of this lens. It's a nice little lens, and it wasn't very expensive, and it came with this really interesting lens hood that's made of rubber. As you can see, it kind of collapses down, and it's got a metal filter thread. It also had a filter on it too. I took the filter off. I don't run the filters hardly at all anymore, especially on these older lenses. And then of course it has a snap-on cap. It says this is made in Germany. And the MAMIYA lenses are made in Japan. Not sure about that. That may have come with this lens cap thing, but M42 screw thread, like I said, which allows me to put it on my Photo Deox M42 mount, just like that. And in the previous video about the M42 lenses, This one doesn't time perfectly to top dead center. It's a little bit, it's close. It's close enough I'm not gonna mess with it, but this is an example of why you would have those set screws. You can actually loosen the screws and index the lens to where 0 for the aperture is here, and it should be over this way some. This one's being close as it is, I'm just gonna leave it. It works fine right there. It's got nice aperture clicks. They're nice positive clicks. And like I said, the focus on it is smooth. It's not overly stiff. You really have trouble one finger focusing, you know, just driving it with the tip of your finger. You can do it, but you really need to use 2 fingers. It's not as smooth as maybe a Nikkor would be, but it works fairly well. All right, I want to go over what I think about this lens with you guys. It's an okay lens. It's not a great lens. I give it a solid B. It takes pretty interesting photos. It's a neat little lens. If you was just walking around shooting portraits and things on the street with it, it's not super sharp, which for portraiture, you kind of want it for certain things, but you know, women like their skin to be a little softer. So maybe this is a desirable trait. I don't know, but it's not the sharpest lens in the arsenal by any stretch of the word. And then there's the play between the mount and the focus ring, and that it's got a pretty significant amount of play. Maybe that's why it's not so sharp. I don't know, you know, with it being an f2 aperture, I was expecting more. That's it. So yeah, it's a pretty decent little lens. It's not super heavy, but it is glass and metal, so it is heavier than the new plastic lenses. So, you know, but it's small. It's a tiny lens. I mean, you take this and then, you know, it's just little. It's not big at all. A little big, man. Yeah, would I recommend this one? No. Don't buy these. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe my copy is not the best copy. I don't know, but this is not that great of a lens. I'll just be honest with you. This one ain't. That's my impromptu review of the MAMIYA 50mm f2 manual focus lens from God knows how long ago. This is David, the Georgia photographer. If you've enjoyed my video, I'd appreciate that thumbs up. And if you like my channel and you want to see more content of it, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate that too. And everybody knows what the bell's for. So until next time, you guys get your camera out, go take some pictures with it. All right, we'll see you.